In this video, we're going to be breaking down what is the best AI copywriter, and this is going to be a full detailed review. So if you're looking for a really quick video that just kind of gives you an answer, but not a lot to think about, this might not be the video for you. But in this one, we're going to be looking at 4 different programs: Describely, Copy.ai, Jasper.ai, and of course, ChatGPT. And we're going to give them the same prompt, and we're going to break them down in 4 different categories: the strength of their opening paragraph, the formatting, how well it sounded like a human versus a robot, and then an overall score. So I'm going to be analyzing each one as a copywriter myself and telling you what they did really well, what they did bad, and just everything that you need to know about them so you can decide what would be the best program for you. So before we get started, just know that I am on a race to 10K subscribers by 2024, and if I hit it, I'm going to pick one subscriber to win my Done With You 12-week paid ads program, and I'm also going to be giving you $500 to throw at your paid ads. So I'm going to teach you them and run them with you, and I'm going to pay for a good bit of them as well. So make sure you're subscribed to give yourself a chance to win. Let's get started. The first one we're going to be looking at is Describely. So here is the exact prompt that each of them is going to get. Now, this isn't the most advanced prompt, but it certainly is not the most basic. I wanted to do something that was sufficient enough to give these apps an honest shot to put together something awesome. And I didn't want to just be like, write me an article on how to get rid of body acne and just be too simple, because it just wouldn't be a fair contest. So let's check out how Describely did. So it calls it the Acne Fighter Bar. So right off the bat, the thing that it did really bad is it didn't name the product correctly. And I think it's pretty clear what the name of the bar of soap is. It kind of gave it its own name. So let's just read the first sentence. Are you tired of dealing with stubborn body acne? I like how it's very short and concise sentences. And it didn't use any words that are super long, so it doesn't read like it's definitely AI. Let's read one more paragraph here. This amazing bar of soap is specially formulated with charcoal, pumice, vitamin E, and tea tree oil, all known for their powerful acne-fighting properties. Charcoal deeply cleanses and draws out impurities, while pumice gently exfoliates the skin, removing dead cells and unclogging pores. Okay, pretty good. The main thing that it is doing wrong here is that, again, it calls it the Acne Fighter Bar. And as far as formatting goes too, it's very hard to get a blog article to be SEO optimized unless it has an H1, an H2, and then the keywords appearing in the article multiple times, among some other things, but that's what we are expecting out of this article. So an H1 would be this, like this headline, and I gave it the keywords backne, get rid of body acne, and get rid of back acne. And none of those are in the headline, so the H1 there. And then an H2 would be like a subheadline to which you want to contain the same key phrase used as an H1 and an H2, and then multiple times in the article. So it does not do it as an H1 or H2. This would not be very good at being SEO optimized. We'll basically call that formatting category. It's definitely going to score low in that category. And then let's just see how it ends. Order your very own Acne Fighter Bar today and start your journey towards healthier, acne-free skin. Not a bad line, except for, of course, it called the product the wrong thing the whole time. So let's move on to Copy.ai. Got the exact same prompt for them. With this one, it didn't have me say what keywords I wanted to use, but it looks like it does use body acne and then backne, which are the main ones I'm going for. So let's read the intro. Body acne, commonly known as backne, can be a frustrating and confidence-denting issue for many individuals. I kind of skimmed the rest there. It basically word vomits. It's got everything in there that I told it to put, but it definitely seems like it's written by AI, because like there's just so many big words that it uses, and like confidence denting is just like not something I've ever heard from a human. So I think it's a lot more known that it's AI written, and it's just a mouthful. It's really trying to cram everything in here. But then it's got this second section, understanding body acne. That's great that it's got, like, this would be an H2. It's not formatted like that. You can see on the right side here, like H1, H2, H3, but we would put this on your website as an H2, which would really help you optimize around body acne. And then here you would optimize on backne, and then again, how to use the backne bar. So good formatting. The backne bar stands out in the market for its exceptional formulation. Again, this is just where it doesn't sound like a human wrote it. And it's not the worst thing, but it's just bad because when it looks like an AI wrote it, it's because it's using super long words to say basic things. So it looks like it's getting a lot of the same information online to describe these different ingredients. I like the benefits. This is good. It definitely does a good job here with listing out every minor value point. Balanced skin environment, works for all skin types, another great point to make. It's kind of getting repetitive at that point. So it says made in Vermont twice, not totally necessary. I can see how it's just trying to fill with what we gave it. So I do think that both of these apps would have done a better job if I gave it another 2 to 4 sentences of prompting, then it probably would have done a better job. But hey, I still gave them quite a bit, and we're gonna see how the other ones do. Let's move on to Jasper. How to get rid of body acne. This is great that it has that as an H1. And Jasper does allow me to choose 3 keywords. I did the same ones: back acne, get rid of body acne, get rid of back acne. So because it has get rid of body acne, like I told it to as a keyword, this one is winning so far for titling the article in a way that is actually going to be SEO optimized. Body acne can be an embarrassing and annoying issue for many people, but luckily there is a solution available: the Bacne Bar. This bar soap is formulated with charcoal, pumice, vitamin E, and tea tree oil to help fight body acne. Made in Vermont, USA, the Bacne Bar is a 4-ounce bar soap that contains all natural ingredients and can show results as soon as 1 week of regular use. That is exactly what I would want it to include in the first paragraph. I'd probably do a slight human revision on this first paragraph and take out the made in Vermont. I would put that a little bit later. To get the best result of the Bacne Bar, use it daily in your shower. Begin by wetting your body and lathering up the bar in your hands. Massage the lather into problem areas and rinse off thoroughly once done. Other potential solutions to get rid of body acne. So right here, it's doing get rid of body acne as an H2. So that's great. It's got that as an H1 and an H2. You can tell because this is bigger font, or also H1 right there. And then when I click here, it shows H2. This is very necessary for SEO. Aside from using the Bacne Bar, there are other options available when it comes to getting rid of body acne. Here are a few additional tips that can help. Over-the-counter creams, avoid harsh soaps. See, this is great because it's actually valuable. Like, this article is not just a sales promotion, and that's really necessary to getting your blog actually SEO optimized, because the time that people spend on the page is a big factor to that. And they're not going to spend a lot of time on the page if it just is trying to sell them the Bacne Bar over and over. So like, this is just only talking about the Bacne Bar over and over. So I would at least say that Copy.ai doesn't seem like it is as good at making it a blog article that is very entertaining for people. This is great though. Like, all of this right here is exactly what you would want to have in an article. It maybe starts off like, a lot of times you don't want to start off with like selling the product. For the reason that I talked about, you want to really retain your readers and then introduce the thing that you're actually trying to sell after a little bit. So you would maybe just reformat this whole thing. I think this one is going to be great with some human revision in there. Let's check out the ending. You can purchase the Bacne Bar on website here, and with regular use, you will soon get rid of any body acne. The natural ingredients help to cleanse and exfoliate your skin. Like, it probably ends better like that, right? It doesn't transition the greatest, because like after it gets done with all these tips, that is when it should introduce the Bacne Bar. I think the proper article would start off just by talking about like these things. It is also important to have good hygiene habits. Diet can play an important role. Like, starting with that and then transitioning over to the Bacne Bar and these other solutions, and then ending with the Bacne Bar would be better. So I think everything you want is in this article. It's just the formatting, like the order of things, could be better. But like I said, to get rid of body acne as H1, H2, it's the only one to do that so far. So this one would probably SEO optimize better than any of the other ones. So moving on to our last one, ChatGPT. Title: say goodbye to body acne with the Bacne Bar, your ultimate solution. This one did not ask me for keywords, although you can definitely tell ChatGPT used these keywords. Introduction. Body acne, commonly known as bacne, can be a source of discomfort and self-consciousness for many individuals. They all start the exact same, really, with the problem. So that's good. Like, that's the format that it's following, is introduce the problem before introducing the solution. It can affect anyone regardless of age or gender, and often requires dedicated care to eliminate. In your quest for clear and radiant skin, there's one game-changing product you should consider: the Bacne Bar. So pretty good. I like how it says what they're going to learn in this article, and how it's not just about, in this article, I'm going to promote this bar soap to you. It talks about, in this article, explore what causes body acne. So that's great that it's pre-framing that, because if someone had looked up how to get rid of body acne, like I want this optimized around, they're not necessarily looking for a product to be sold to them immediately. They want to learn a little bit more about like what causes it, why do I have this, how can I prevent it at the source, and then now you can more effectively recommend a product to them. The Bacne Bar, a beacon of hope, that's pretty cool. Understanding body acne, that's a great section that it should have. And then I like how it details each of the 4 major ingredients. Fast acting results. This is always one of the strongest things that you can do in copywriting, is mention the time that it will take to get results, and just mentioning the speed. And that's why this is actually really good copywriting there. The all natural advantage, I think that sounds nice. It's a alliteration. Like, if all natural, if you consider it one word, then I guess that's an alliteration there. Incorporating the Bacne Bar. I like how it formatted this with the bold text and the step-by-step. So let's just check out the conclusion. The Bacne Bar is a game-changing solution for anyone dealing with the frustration of body acne with its all-natural ingredients and effective formula. Very run-on sentences. I would say that it definitely sounds like it's written by AI. I love the formatting, though, with the bold text, with all of these subheadings. It doesn't seem the best SEO optimized. However, I did not tell it what to SEO optimize around. So I'm going to do one more thing here, and I'm going to let this run in the background, and then I'm going to go through and give a review to each of these apps. But I went through a course called Robot Revolution that is essentially advanced prompting for ChatGPT, and I'm going to give it a little bit more advancement here, because I think ChatGPT, from what I'm seeing, has the most potential to do this the right way if it just has a little bit more given to it. I don't feel like the other chat bots or like learning language models have the capability to fully understand everything that I want to tell it to revise, but I'm going to give it this prompt here and say, rewrite this sounding more human and act as a blog article writer trying to, and foremost, teach people about body acne before presenting the Bacne Bar as a solution. People should read this article and feel informed about body acne before we try to promote the Bacne Bar product. And then one other tip that it gave me is it said that ChatGPT performs better when you are kind to it. So I'm going to say, thank you so much. We're going to let that run. So now let's go over to Describely and give it a rating. So like I said before, we're going to be breaking it down into 4 categories. The first one is how well it hooks our attention at the beginning. The second one is the formatting / how well it's SEO optimized. The third one being how much it sounds like a human versus robot. And then the fourth is the overall score. So that first sentence, I really like how it keeps all of it very concise. These are not run-on sentences. It does not use any long language, and it addresses the problem. Are you tired of dealing with stubborn body acne? Stubborn is maybe not the best descriptor. I don't think that's the actual pain point that someone has. It's more that it doesn't look nice. More so it's like, oh, it's so stubborn, this body acne. And then Acne Fighter Bar, it's definitely going to get docked for calling it the wrong thing. The ultimate weapon to combat body acne and achieve clear, healthy skin. I think it's, as a bar of soap, calling it a weapon, there's kind of a disconnect there. So we are going to give this a 6. Yeah, moving on to formatting. It only uses an H1. It doesn't seem like it even gives me 500 words like I asked for. and it doesn't have any H2s. It definitely is going to get a 3 for formatting. And then for how much it sounds like a human versus an AI, I'm actually going to put this into a program called contentatscale.ai. And what this does is it is going to analyze this content, and it's going to give me a percentage of how much it thinks it's a human versus an AI that wrote it. This is really good. So I'm going to just give it a 10 in this category. As far as sounding like a human and not a robot, it got a 99% human likelihood. So it's probably because it doesn't have any of these run-on sentences. You can tell from all the green. Only this red sentence was the only thing that said highly likely to be AI generated. Otherwise, the rest of this, we're gonna give it a 10. I guess it's probably more like 9.9 for this category. It did a great job there. And then for its overall score, we're just gonna give it a 6 because this one doesn't matter as much as the other categories, so we can't weight it that much. So Describely overall gets a 6. Copy.ai, the first category, the introduction. Body acne, commonly known as bacne, can be a frustrating and confidence-stunting issue for many individuals. It obviously is written by AI right off the bat. However, with the right approach and effective products, achieving clear and healthy skin is possible. It definitely does not hook my attention. It sounds very generic, even if it doesn't sound like it's written by a robot. It's not really inspiring confidence that this article is exactly what I want. One such solution gaining popularity. It's mentioning the product a little bit too early, although all of them did that. And then it just starts listing off the ingredients. It really would be better if it did an approach that introduced the problem in a more concise manner, and then it talked about it built value in the desired result. So like, imagine how nice it would be to have smooth skin all over your body, to feel on your shoulders, and it's just completely smooth, clear skin, and you don't have bumps, any scarring from previous acne. You just want it all clear. It should paint the picture for the desired result. So it should talk about the problem, then it should paint the picture for the desired results. So the person is really tied into, yes, I really want to get this problem solved. How can I do it? And then I like how it goes into understanding body acne next. So as far as the intro goes, we're gonna give it a 4 because this does not hook my attention. It has a lot of the important information, but it's just the information that I gave it is what it regurgitates first. And then I'm only giving it like something other than a 3, 2, or 1 because I like how it goes into understanding body acne next, which is not even the first paragraph, but it transitions there. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of points for that. The formatting, we're gonna give it a 6. The reason why it's not getting that high of a score is because the keywords aren't good, but it didn't ask me for keywords, so I can't dock it too much, I guess. That would have been something like, if I would do this experiment again, I would maybe tell each of the apps the keywords I want to use, because otherwise only 2 of them asked for it. Jasper and Describely asked me for keywords, so I probably would have at least given those keywords to Copy.ai and ChatGPT, and I probably actually should have just done that right now. I'm going to take a glance at that in a second, and we might give it that 1 extra prompt. And then how much it sounds like a human, let's see. Predicting highly likely to be AI generated, 0% human probability. So it's got a lot of green up here, but then I guess just a lot of orange and red, and there's not a lot of in between. It seems like it gave us a 99% at first and then a 0%. So we're gonna have to give it a 1. I'm just gonna give it a 1. I'm guessing it might have done that because of like things like the 100 words. Let me just go in there just to make this totally fair, and I'm just gonna get rid of the 100 words and run it one more time and see if that gives us any bit of a better score, to see if that was docking it. Okay, so still it gave us a 0%. So yeah, we're gonna give a 1 to Copy.ai for sounding like a robot. And then for the overall score, it mentions Vermont like multiple times. It mentions the ingredients multiple times. It's very bland with its listing of what those ingredients are for. It really just repeats my prompt over and over. I think Copy.ai would probably do much better with writing a short Facebook ad, and even then it just seems like it's going to just rearrange the words that you give it in the prompt and not really do a ton of extra research online. So I'm gonna have to give Copy.ai an overall score of 3. And I really thought it would do better because Copy.ai, it sounds like a big program, like, you know, like the top dog in this space. And hey, maybe it does better with other things, like I said, but just in this test, it gets a 3. Moving on to Jasper. So the opening, body acne can be an embarrassing, annoying issue for many people, but luckily there is a solution available, the acne bar. It's not great. It does the same thing where it just talks about the product immediately. And what I did in the prompt, I said, have the primary solution mentioned to use the Bacne bar. Maybe if I have the last solution mentioned to use the Bacne bar, maybe that would have done a better job. So I'm not going to be shy to blame my prompt as something that could have been much better. I really like all these other benefits that it did. So as far as the intro goes, it's gonna get a 3. As far as the formatting goes, it's gonna get an 8 because it has the H1 and the H2 around the main keyword that I'm trying to optimize around. And the reason why I'm not gonna give it a higher score for the SEO optimized is the other thing that you wanna do is make sure that that keyword is in the first sentence of the article. So it says the word body acne, but it does not say get rid of body acne in the first sentence or even in the second sentence. And that is another big component to getting a blog article SEO optimized. But I just love this formatting down here. So it's going to get an 8 for formatting. And then as far as how much it sounds like a human, see what we get. Okay, 67% chance that it is written by a human. So we will give it a 7 as far as not sounding like a total robot. So overall, I'm going to give Jasper a 7 as well. So let's move on to ChatGPT. So that is our updated response that we got down there. We'll compare that in a second with just a little bit more from what I learned from that course called Robot Revolution. If you're interested in that course, check it out in the description. So the intro, body acne, commonly known as Bacne, can be a source of discomfort and self-consciousness for many individuals. Can affect anyone regardless of age. I like how it at least gives 2 sentences before it introduces the Bacne bar in the 3rd sentence. The other ones all introduce the product in the 2nd sentence, which just is not good for maintaining readers' attention because they didn't come to be sold something quite yet. Still, it should be a little bit later that it's all mentioned. It's still not very good. It's garnered praise for its effectiveness in banishing body acne. It's just way too much long of words. Formulated with powerful all-natural ingredients, garnered effectiveness, banishing, just way too many words with 4 or more syllables in it. I didn't tell it that it has high reviews and everything, so it kind of made that up. And then made in Vermont, USA shouldn't be mentioned in the first paragraph in any of these as far as copywriting goes. I can't expect it to know that that point isn't strong. That would be very impressive if it could know that I said it's made in Vermont, but just know like that doesn't really matter yet. Like it's definitely not something that needs to be mentioned in the first paragraph. That's not what they care about yet. That's more of the cherry on the top, and it should be mentioned later. Body acne typically occurs when hair follicles become clogged with dead skin cells, oils, and other debris, leading to formation of pimples, blackheads, and whiteheads. It can appear on the back, shoulder, chest, and even the buttocks, making a pervasive issue for many. Several factors contribute to the development of body acne, including hormonal changes, genetics, sweating, and the use of pore-clogging skincare products. Damn, this one is gonna do bad on the AI human test. For the introduction, I have to give it a 2. Sorry, ChatGPT, I do have to give you a 2 for your intro here. Although I do think a better prompt would make this do a lot better. For formatting, it's definitely going to get higher. I love the bold text here and the step-by-step instructions. I love all of these subheadings. It did not know what keywords I was going for, so I won't rate it that against it. For formatting, I'm going to give it, I want to give it a 7, but I also feel like it's not that much like worse than Jasper, which I gave an 8 to, so we're just going to give it an 8. And then for the human nature, let's see. There's a 0% chance this is written by humans, so it has to get a 0 because the other one was I think it was like 1% or something like that. So that doesn't sound good for the overall. However, I am going to give it a slightly higher overall than like the average of those scores. That's not what I've been basing the overall off of. I really like a lot of this. What sets the Bacne bar apart is its commitment to using all natural ingredients, free from harsh chemicals and artificial additives. It's a gentle yet effective solution for body acne. This means you can care for your skin without worrying about potential side effects or further aggravating the problem. Yeah, it definitely sounds like AI throughout. It is really just trying to be an impressive wordsmith. I'm gonna give it a 5 on the overall. So I'm gonna give it a little bit more with what I learned from the Robot Revolution program. Thank you. Great job on the last revision. Can you write it one more time, but include the fact that I'm trying to SEO optimize this article around the key phrase, get rid of body acne? And then can you also make sure to not mention the Bacne bar until the second half of the article? Thanks. So we're gonna just give it a little bit more. I'm gonna just like do a brief glance. Okay, pretty good. All right, so title, get rid of body acne. Perfect. Understanding causes and natural solutions. If you're looking to get rid of body acne and achieve clear, blemish-free skin, you're in the right place. Body acne, often known as Bacne, can be a bothersome concern for many. In this article, we'll dive into the world of body acne, its underlying causes, and explore natural solutions to help you banish those pesky breakouts. Introduce a promising product later on. Our primary focus is to provide you with comprehensive... Oh man, it still is doing the same thing where it totally sounds like a robot. Unpacking body acne, the culprits behind body acne. Good. Natural solutions. Good. Okay. So I would say that I'm not going to give it a full score this time around, but I did ask it to sound more like a human. So let's just see if it can get a better score in that regard. I do think that ChatGPT being free, Jasper is $49 a month. Woo, it went up to 1%. So we're going to give it a 1 instead of a 0. Yeah, I asked it to sound more like a human and it couldn't really do that. I think I could maybe say, do it one more time, but use very basic language and write this at a 3rd grade reading level. You can say things like that. Copy.ai, it's $36 a month, $49 a month, again, for the pro version. So that's the same cost as Jasper. Describely, there's a free version of it at least. And then there's the $9 a month version is the next level up, but you can at least use the free one. And then ChatGPT 3.5 is free. I don't know how much better of a job ChatGPT 4.0 would do. I do think it would probably do about 10 to 20% better, honestly. But I think with better prompting, you can get away with ChatGPT and be fine. And I will say that none of these seem like they don't need a human revision in them. I think the human revision component is still humongous to actually producing really good copywriting. It just can save you a lot of time when you can start with something to then modify after, where it does all of this online research for you and figures out all these things like gentle cleansing, exfoliation, loose clothing, shower after exercise, avoid heavy moisturizers, dietary considerations. Like, it can at least give you these topics that would be good to talk about. The other thing that you can do that I would recommend for ChatGPT is when writing a blog article, sometimes it's not as effective to say, write me a blog article on this. It can be better to ask for specific sections one at a time. So maybe you say, hey, write me 250 words about all the things that cause body acne. Now write me 250 words on the top solutions on how to prevent body acne. Now write me 250 words about a product called the Bacne bar that has these properties. And if you ask it for chunks of the article rather than write me an entire article, at once, then that's when you'll probably get better answers, especially because you can just keep refining your prompts for each section. That is going to be a much better way for SEO optimized blog articles. Now, I did a long form blog article. I didn't do like write me a Facebook ad from all of these. Who knows how they would compare, but I think we got a very good sense of the pros and cons of each of these platforms today. So I hope this helps you choose which one would be best for you. I will link them all below, and I will also link the product to the balcony bar if you have been wanting to check out that product now by this point. So yeah, I just launched that this week, so I figured this would be a good time to put these AI copywriters to the test. Hope you enjoyed today's content. My name's Derek Vidal. You can find me on Instagram at socialbamboo with an underscore at the end, and subscribe if you'd like to get some more value. Talk to you next time.